What's going on, family? We back again, man. Nah, this ain't just a passing phase in the life, man, or a fad. We're gonna make this into a lifestyle change. And I know you with me. So what we're going to be doing, man, we're going to be doing the superset. We're going to do some reverse shrugs. We're going to do some variation of rows, and then we're going to do some bicep curls. 4 sets of 10. As always, though, man, we're going to try to push the envelope just a little bit today, man. The weight that will be used will be going up each time. So what's going on now with the reverse shrugs is 25-pound increments. We're going to go from 90 pounds to 270 pounds in 25-pound increments, okay? And here on the this variation of the rows, we're going to start off with 50 pounds, right? And then we're going to work our way all the way up, man, to almost 180 pounds. Just a little shy of 180 pounds. And so you can see me. Now I'm beginning to do the rolls. I just finished up with the reverse shrugs. And then after that, we're going to do some standing bicep curls, man. Like I say, variations really make the workout more exciting because you're not just doing the same thing over and over again. You're coming up with new ways to hit that muscle group that you're looking to work on that particular day. And it just makes the workout more enjoyable. So now I'm adding 15 more pounds. Like I mentioned, we're going to go up on 15-pound increments with the rolls. And then right after that, we're going to do those bicep curls. And by the way, the weight that we're using for our bicep curls today is 60 pounds. So let's get it in. And at this particular point, man, let me give a brief caution. I have been working now for quite a while, man. I started when I was in college. I'm 39 now, so I've been working out a while. And you know, this pandemic situation has made it difficult to maintain, you know, a steady workout schedule. But here's the thing. The weight that you see me using, you are under no obligation to use that same weight. Please don't. If you're not ready for it, don't engage in it. Because I would rather see you go with less weight and proper form than to attempt the weight that I'm using and end up injured. So please be aware. Listen to your body. And if you're not on that level, it's fine. It's absolutely okay. Because guess what? You keep going. In a little while, you'll be even stronger than I am. You'll surpass me. And that's okay. Because each one's journey is different. We're trying to be physically fit. So whatever that means to you, when you look in the mirror, whatever makes you happy, then by all means, that's what you should do, okay? But be careful along the way because we don't want you injured, you know? I keep bringing that up because I've had too many situations where I've had friends and they're working out and they're working along with me. And they go to use the same weight that I'm using and, you know, things don't end well. So that's the reason why I'm so cautious about individuals working along with me, because I know what I'm capable of. And I know from how long I've been working out when I can push the envelope just a little bit to do just a little bit more. You know, you have to be in tune with your body. Some days you feel good, some days you feel wonderful. And on those days that you feel wonderful, by all means, push the limit just a little bit to see how far you can go. Because we're trying to make progress. And regardless of whether it's a lot of progress or whether it's small increments, it's still progress. So that's what we're looking for, okay? Let's get back to it. Now you'll see me change angles here. And the reason why I change angles and move my camera is because there was a gentleman that wanted to work out right beside where I was. And hey, I don't own this place. I don't. So I didn't want to make him uncomfortable either. Because a lot of times, look, I'm just be honest with you. There are a lot of people that are in the gym and maybe this is their first time. So now what would it look like for me to put them in an embarrassing situation where they don't come back? Now, am I saying that, an individual shouldn't take that responsibility into their own hands? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that if I'm here and I believe in physical fitness and I believe in being the best that you possibly can be from a health standpoint, then of course I want to see other people get into that same mode in life. I want them to be able to benefit from being able to come into the gym without anyone judging them, looking at them, recording them. And so I'm just, I'm aware of that sort of thing. I'm trying to be cognizant as I'm making this recording, man, because I don't want anyone to feel out of place, because the gym should be a place where anyone can come, relieve their frustrations, and then on top of that, man, leave feeling wonderful. And I don't want to get in the way of that happening for anyone. I just don't. Because as I mentioned, my mindset is to get to the best that I possibly can be as far as my health, and I want everyone else to do the same thing. So I'm going to contribute as much as I can to that particular effort. Let's get back to it. And so this transition that we just made, we're going to go to 4x10, the reverse shrugs. Now this is on the heavier scale. We're going to go from 270 to 360 with 15-pound increments. Okay. So as you notice, man, when I get to a certain weight, I feel a little tug, I'm going to put that belt on. Now, it's a lot of people say a lot of things, but I'm not interested. I'm primarily concerned with staying in good health. There are going to be aches and pains when you begin to work muscles that you never worked before. But there shouldn't be any unnecessary injury. We're not about that. Now, I wouldn't encourage you to do anything that was going to cause you to be injured. And I wouldn't encourage you to do anything anyway that would cause you to be injured. So you got to be careful, man. If you're going to go heavy, make sure you have the equipment that can help you to reach the goals that you have set, even if the weight is heavy. Okay. So now, as you notice, man, I'm switching now from 2 Smith machines to 1. I guess that was kind of greedy, but I wanted to use that this morning. So what I'm doing now is just putting everything back in position, man, for anyone else that wants to use it. I'm not trying to be a gym creep, so I'll give up the equipment that I'm not using. That's the right thing to do. And so now I'm loading up for the second set, adding 15 pounds on. We're going to hit that set too. But now what I will say is you won't see me do all of the sets that I told you about, because at a point in this video, man, I thought it was uncomfortable for me to be recording, because there are 2 young ladies that came in the area. Evidently they didn't know I was recording, and I didn't want to make them feel awkward, out of place. So you'll probably get 2 more sets out of me, but that last set where we go for 360, you won't see that one because I chose not to record that, because the ladies were over there, they were doing squats, so I didn't want to make them feel out of place. As always, I try to be a gentleman in certain areas. This is one of them.
What's going on, family? Man, we back on another Monday, man. But as always, you know we ready to go. We ready to meet whatever challenge comes this week. We ready. I just got finished, man, with a little back and bicep exercise. You know, this weekend was really eventful for me. I did something, man, that was long overdue. You know, when it's a difficulty between parents, man, a lot of times your children get caught up in the middle of it, man. You know, a lot of times what they do is they make choices based on what they know, right? But here's the thing about that. As a child, man, what do they really know? You know what I mean? What can they really say about a grown-up situation? You know? What can they really say? Now, they make judgment based off of what they hear. They make judgment based off of what people who they trust tell them. And I guess that's all you can do at that age, man. But to make a long story short, man, I reached out to my oldest daughter, man. And I wanted her to know that, you know, regardless of what happened, regardless of what people say, I'm still her father. And if she needs me, I'm here. If she needs me, I'm here. And I felt the need to say that, man, because when all this mess started occurring, man, when things started jumping off the way they did, I can admit that I didn't handle it in the best way. And I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't handle it in the best way because there was some things involved that being their age, they weren't privy to. I couldn't tell them, right? And I'm still not gonna have that conversation with them. And I'm not gonna have that conversation with y'all. But I couldn't tell them. It was some adult things that had happened. And if it had got out to them, if they had been sat down and told about it, it had the potential of ruining their world. It was things that had happened that they couldn't deal with. So I didn't go into it with them, man. But here's the catch about that. When you do that, when you decide to fall on your sword, man, a lot of times what happens is people, they have a tendency to paint you a certain way. That's what they do. They paint you a certain way. They say, okay, because the truth hadn't come out, then I'm gonna say this is what happened. Because the truth hadn't come out, I'm gonna paint him to be this way. Because instead of thinking about his own reputation, he thinking about what effect it's gonna have on the children. And that's what my thing was. That's what my thing was, man. Sometimes I get a question about that. Sometimes my daughters ask me, what happened, Dad? What made you leave the way that you did? I said, you know, we can't talk about that right now. Y'all ain't old enough to understand. And if they are old enough to understand at this particular point, I think what I'd like to do is ease into the situation, man. I don't want no situation where there's something that hit them and knock them out of balance. They both doing well, man. Especially that youngest one, man. I told you before, them grades is stellar. And I want to keep it just like that. You know? If I have to be the villain for the rest of my life, that's what I'll be. If I have to be the person that they look at as the one that broke up the family, I'll be that way, man. I'll be that way. Because there was some things that went on, man, and for men, a lot of times, stuff happens and you take it. And then all of a sudden, man, you wake up one morning, I know they're gonna sound funny and all, but because it happened to me, you wake up one morning, you say to yourself, man, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore. But I think that was a step in the right direction. Because regardless of what anybody tell her, I assured her that I still love her. I'm her father. That ain't gonna change. There's a special relationship. I know it's a relationship between a father and a son, but it's a special relationship between a father and his daughter. It's a special relationship. I don't care how many of them you got. It's a special relationship between you and your daughter. Because like I said last night, man, I was on the panel, and I said on the panel, man, you know, that's a powerful relationship, because that daughter is gonna choose her husband based off what her father was. But if you never know your father, then you don't have nothing to pick from. So I'm gonna step in that divide, man. I'm gonna step in that divide. And in the process, whatever anybody want to call me, they can call me. Whatever anybody want to say, Because now it's unimportant whose side is right. That ain't important. Things are the way they are. They ain't gonna change, right? This is what this gonna be. So I got to make sure that my daughter is okay. I got to make sure she understands that in this situation, she's been given the side, and whatever side she's been given is fine. Whatever she wants to believe is fine. Because you know what I noticed, man, even with me, I love my mother, and I had a bit of a relationship with my father, especially when it came to work. He was always proud of us, working and things of that sort. But as I got older, man, my view of my father changed drastically. And the reason why it changed, man, is because a lot of the things that he went through, I'm having to go through. And a lot of ways that he was painted, I'm being painted. So I can understand where he was coming from. But none of that is an excuse for my daughter to grow up without knowing that she has a father that loves her. There's some man walking around in the world that has her same last name and has a similar genetic makeup to her, and she don't know him. No, man, that ain't manhood. That ain't how we do things. So I nipped that in the bud, man. And my endeavor from here on out is to make sure that my relationship with my daughter is a good one. So like I mentioned, man, it was a momentous weekend. See, I'm not just working on physical things or financial things, man. I'm working on emotional and mental things. I'm trying to be the best version of myself, and that involves taking full responsibility for the things that I help create. That's what we do. Hard but fair. We love y'all, man. Peace.